Coach, congrats on the victory tonight. If you could give us a opening statement about the game this evening.
Sure. That was a great ball game. Tough conditions to hit. And I thought both pitchers, Ryan was obviously outstanding. I thought Mason was outstanding for them. We just happened to get, Appel's big hit to kind of break it open a little bit, get us in scoring position. And then both Hayden and Kaeden did an awesome job of staying on the baseball and using the whole field to hit and keeping it low. Just really, really tough night to hit. Really good night to pitch. It doesn't take anything away from either pitcher, but I thought it was a very well-played game by both teams. So we're excited to win, and I'm sure Kentucky will do great tomorrow.
Thank you, Coach. We'll open questions for student-athletes right here. First one's right here, then we'll go right here.
Richard Zane, TexAgs.com. Ryan, with your story and missing all of last year with Tommy John surgery, what does it mean for you to come out on this stage or through your last pitch as a freshman and have this kind of night?
Yeah, just super grateful to be back. I mean, last time we were here, there's left with a little sour taste in my mouth, and to be able to come back out with this group of guys and do what we did, I think it was just a test to who this team is. We've shown that we can do it in a variety of different ways, and to be honest, we just enjoy being around each other, and the more days we can be around each other, we're truly being grateful for them.
Go Kendall, one, two, three. Yeah, I thought you raised your hand, sorry. No, you don't have to.
Yeah, Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. Ryan, I guess looking back to last week to this week, what was maybe a little different about your stuff? And as a pitcher, when you walk into the ballpark and see the flags going straight in, and as a guy who keeps the ball low in the zone, are you like, okay, this is going to be a lot of fun? Yeah, I think after last week, as soon as I came out, there was some frustration. But once we made the last out, all that went away, and it was super fun. I mean, we just won an opportunity to come to Omaha. So I thought that went away pretty quick. But those first couple days afterwards, there was maybe some thinking, maybe a little bit of overthinking, but truly coming back to neutral and understanding that what I've done all year has led to some success, and nothing really needs to change. There doesn't have to be a drastic change. So showing up to the park, I think we knew what the conditions were, and that definitely had a play in it, but also just staying true and doing what we do and letting kind of everything play out how it played out.
Okay, question right there.
Mark Passwaters with Rivals. Kaeden, this was for you. First, can you walk us through your RBI at bat? And second, how tough was it to kind of make the shift from second to third there when Jace had to come out after you've been playing second pretty exclusively for a while now?
My at bat to score a couple runs was the guy was throwing a slider cutter thing and a heater, and I got a hold of one of his cutters. He left it a little too much over the plate, but I pulled it foul, and he threw me a heater that got too much of the plate, so I was able to handle it. And then making the shift over to third is not as bad as I think it seems. I mean, I take ground balls there, second base, shortstop. I mean, it's nothing different except for the ball comes a little faster. So I was able to make able to make a play.
We're gonna go there and we'll go right here.
Matt Tallerini from World Baseball Network. Ryan, what's it just like to have a guy like Jackson behind the dish be such a commander to you guys as a whole for the pitching staff? And then just keeping the 7 guys behind you active, 9 flyouts, 6 groundouts, also with 4 strikeouts. How do you just feel like the biggest tempo for you and your mechanics coming out of tonight?
Yeah, first off with Jackson, I mean, it's great to have trust in a guy back there and have a good relationship and be able to know what each other needs to kind of keep going. So we've had a great relationship, and it's been super fun to be able to basically go to work with him every day. And then just, I guess, keeping the guys in the game is just we play really good defense. So we know that when the ball's hit to somebody, we have the utmost confidence that majority of the time that it's going to be an out. So that's an attest to what our guys do and the work that they put in, and gives us confidence to fill up the zone and make other guys beat us.
Last 2 questions here and there.
Tyler Shaw with KBTX. Kaeden, just what has this postseason been like for you, kind of getting back into the lineup and stepping up to the challenge and just this College World Series experience for you?
I mean, it's amazing. Anytime you can play playoff baseball, it's amazing. The fans are crazy, especially in Olsen Field. and our teammates and my teammates are ultra supportive of everybody. We have each other's backs and we play for each other. Like Ryan said earlier, I mean, we have full trust in everybody in the dugout. So it's amazing when a team can come together like we are, and and enjoy being around each other so much where we can win ball games, and it's super fun to play.
Last question for the players right there.
Brown with the Bryan College Station Eagle. Hayden, as a guy who's kind of commanding the vibes in the dugout, how were y'all approaching Prager? Were you talking to him, not talking to him? What was kind of the situation in there?
I would not say that I was commanding the vibes in there. I think you had a guy the fact that Braden's in there and he's like the loudest one in there, and he just had surgery. I mean, I don't know. It's so dang cool to see. Our team is so selfless, and I mean, that's the beauty of playoff baseball, is just playing for each other. So I would definitely not say I was the king of vibes in there. I think Braden did a great job. You got guys like Hank Bard in there doing a great job. So it takes a village, man. Oh, with Prager? Oh, I didn't say a word to him. Are you kidding me? Think I'm gonna be that guy who goes over and says something? No way. No way. I'm not that guy. No chance.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. We will.
We have some for you.
Yeah. You might be back here again, so that's why we need to keep it. Okay, we're going to start over here first, but then we'll make our way back over here. I promise you guys. First question right here.
Richard Zane, Texas. Coach, first update on Jace Lavalette, and then second, the outing that Ryan had. What does that mean for the team itself moving forward in the tournament, and then also see a guy like that after what he's been through the last year and a half or so?
Yeah, I mean, that's the first two games we've been here. That's about how we drew it up, So I was glad to see him get a little bit of a cushion. Also glad that he didn't have to go much further than he did, because if we have a chance to win this thing, he's going to have to pitch again and on much shorter rest. So, but he did a great job. We played good defense behind him. I think any time the wind's blowing the way it was, gives every pitcher more confidence to throw the ball in the strike zone. What was your other question? I'm sorry. Jace. Yeah, we'll see. Tweaked his hamstring a little bit. Thankfully, we don't play tomorrow. So we got a good, hopefully, a little bit less than 48 hours to see if we can get him functional to do something on the field. So, yeah. But it's last 2 weeks have been losing players left and right, and gives other guys opportunities. So hopefully we'll make a good story.
Okay, we'll go. Kendall, you have a question, right? You're good? Okay, we'll go right here, and then we'll go over here.
Coach, you mentioned, Jace having the time of rest, but the fact that you guys have, been on the winning track in this winner's bracket, had the day's rest, just how meaningful has that been in this run, and will continue to be as you don't, play till Wednesday? Yeah, I mean, it'd be really meaningful in the old bracket because we would have like 3 days off. But it's huge because we're just down, we're down a pitcher. So it's just incredibly important that we stay in a winner's bracket and don't have to play too many games. I mean, we brought plenty of guys to pitch, but when you're down, Shane Sadeo and a guy that gives you great innings like that, then that's a big hole to fill for any team, at least for our team. So the fact that we get an extra day's rest here, and hopefully just have to win one, we got to. I've been in this situation before, 2016, and we had to win one game, and Coastal Carolina had to win 3, and they did. So we've won a couple ball games, but we're not where we want to be yet.
Okay, we're going to finish over here, then we'll come back over here.
Coach, I guess starting off, just a follow-up on Jace. Did the game situation have anything to do with taking him out, or was that kind of, something he'd probably come out of the game regardless of what the situation was?
He wanted to stay in the game. Being up 5 helped a little bit. I actually wasn't worried about the hitting and running the bases. It was just playing defense, right? And so being up 5 with the wind blowing in, the wind blowing definitely played a role. We were able to get him one more at bat. He struck out, but we were able to get him one more at bat, so that spot in the lineup didn't come. Grahovic and Bell both took balls in the outfield all week, including while we were here. I've seen Gavin play all 3 outfields before, and Kent obviously has incredible value. He can play all 4 spots in the infield. So Jack Bell has played third, short, and second for us this year. So we feel good about the versatility. But yeah, we only brought 13 position players, so it's getting a little thin.
Okay, we're gonna zigzag back here with everybody.
Roger's doing baseball. Jim, just looking at Ryan's performance, what did you kind of see from him stuff-wise? As many times as you've been here, where does that kind of rank in terms of just stellar performances on the mound from one of your teams?
Yeah, well, 2015, Alex Young had a no-hitter going against Vandy for us at TCU. Preston Morrison pitched some great games here, but, I've seen a lot of, whether it be teams that I've been a part of or I've watched every College World Series game. And there's been a lot of great pitching performances, and that one certainly ranks right up there with them, especially, Kentucky's a really good offensive team. And I thought Appel's play early in the game, to the two-out bunt, that was a huge play. Getting the strikeout, first and third, nobody out. I'm sorry, one out. That was a huge pitch right there. But he had all three pitches going, and they were he filled up the strike zone enough where I think Kentucky started swinging more and got him some early outs in some situations to where he could pitch deeper in the game. And same thing for Stewart. I mean, Josh Stewart did an incredible job. We got Oshenbeck up. We didn't have to pitch him, so that was big.
Okay. Razor, what's one in the back, then we'll come back here to you. Last three. You're good. Okay.
Carter Carls, 247 Sports. Schloss, when did you know that you wanted to start Ryan Prager against Kentucky? And I guess, do you think Justin Lampkin will be available to start for Wednesday's game?
Yes, he will be available to start. I'm not telling you he's gonna. I want to see who we play, see how Justin feels, get a feel for our team, the matchup, and the conditions. But we just knew going into the tournament, once we lost Shane last weekend, we were going to have to get creative. We're going to have to see what the matchup is, and just felt like it was actually more about when to pitch Cortez than it was to pitch the two lefties. That was the decision, was when can Cortez pitch and who does he match up best against, and we felt like the best matchup for Chris was against Florida.
Last two questions, right here and right here.
Mark Passwaters with Rivals. Coach, I was hoping to get your thoughts on a few of your older gentlemen, Mr. Schott, Mr. Burton, and Mr. Appel. The impact that they had, not just on tonight's game, but the season as a whole and their influence in the locker room.
Yeah, just incredible people, Like I said, I think you take those three guys, plus you throw in Braden. You got to give credit to where they came from. So you got to give a lot of credit to David Esker on Braden Montgomery. You got to give credit to the coach at Columbia and the coaches at Michigan and the coaches at Penn, because they developed these incredible young men. They come from great families. They were already awesome people. But it's really neat to see those guys come, to a big SEC school. They're so appreciative and thankful for the resources they have at a place like A&M. And they're good players, and they don't get freaked out by, all those guys played in postseason. Shots played in a regional. I don't know if Teddy has, but did he play in the World Series? I don't know. But Shots played in regional too as well. So, they're just cool, calm, steady, and I really think, for the bulk of the season, the secret sauce of our offense has actually been those guys, because Grahovic and Lavalette and Montgomery, they're superstar players. Those guys are good college players and potentially professional baseball players, but having that age of player there in a row after those guys creates depth. I know if you talk to the other teams in our league, they'll say a lot of great things about Jackson Appel and what a tough out he is.
Last question right here.
Travis Brown with Bryan College Station Eagle. Coach, I know you certainly want Prager to go out there and be efficient, but when you have a guy throwing a no-hitter, you mentioned your short staff pitching, does that make things a little trickier because you want to see him go out there and succeed, but you also want to minimize pitches, leave him for later games?
Yeah, and that would have been had he kept that going, that may have been a decision I had to think about in the 8th, 9th inning. More than likely, a guy gets a chance to throw a no-hitter in the College World Series. I'm not going to take the ball from him, and we'll just worry about it later. But maybe he'll do it again.
Coach, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
On the win.
Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Thank you for your time.